guys, it's Kendra from Crafty Kendra, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is bring in a 2.5 by 5 inch piece of Bashful blue cardstock. And on one side I've already taken this blossom stamp and this leaf stamp from the Love and Care stamp set. And this is a Hostess set in the Summer Mini. And I've stamped the blossom in Wisteria Wonder and the leaf in Lucky Limeade. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take another little flower stamp from that stamp set, and using my Elegant ink plant marker, I'm going to fill in some of these larger gaps. And the reason I'm using the markers is for another part of this card, I have to use the markers to add detail to another stamp. So instead of getting out both my ink pads and my markers, I'm just going to take a little extra time and use my markers to get the job done. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. Now what we're going to do is bring in a scrap piece of Whisper White and this stamp from the Love and Care stamp set. And what we're going to do is we're going to color it in with our markers, just like I told you before. We're going to start with the Wisteria Wonder marker, and at the base of the petals moving outwards, we're going to just color in the bottom portion of some of the petals. I'm going to use the Elegant Eggplant and work from the top in. Now on the stem we're going to use Lucky Limeade. And we're using the brush tip whenever we color in our stamps. I'm going to color in the whole stem with Lucky Limeade. And we're going to come in with Always Artichoke. I'm going to highlight one of the sides of the stem, then bring in just a couple more highlights towards the top base. I'm going to breathe on it to re-add some moisture and stamp. Then I'm going to bring in the leaf stamp, color it in with Lucky Limeade. And again, I'm going to highlight it with the Always Artichoke in a couple places just to add some more depth. I'm going to stamp it so it joins with our flower. Okay, and I've gone ahead and stamped one ahead of time, and I've cut it out so it looks like that. Now we're going to set it aside. I'm going to bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this piece measures 1 7/8 by 2 3/4 inch. On my original card I used the Happiness Always stamp from the Happy Greetings stamp set, which is also in the Summer Mini. But this time I'm going to go ahead and use the Thanks for Being a Friend, which is from the same stamp set, and my Stays On Jet Black ink. I'm going to ink it up really well. Center it onto my white piece of cardstock. And there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give this a second to dry. And while it's drying, we're going to bring in a 2 inch by 3 1/4 inch piece of Wisteria Wonder cardstock. And about a 3-inch piece of the Lucky Limeade ruffle ribbon. And using our mini glue dots, we're just going to put one on either end of the ribbon. Position it about 3/4 of an inch up from one side of our Wisteria Wonder, just like that. Gonna bring in that flower cutout that we did. Flip it over. On the bottom part of the stem, we're gonna attach some two-way glue. Then we're going to add in some Stampin' dimensional pieces. I'm just using some of the edging. Going to press down that end of the stem so it's underneath our ribbon. Peel off the backing of our Stampin' dimensionals. And attach it onto our Wisteria Wonder. I'm going to flip over that piece and add in a couple more dimensionals on the back. I'm going to go ahead and remove the backings. And set it aside. Next thing we're going to do is bring back in this Whisper White piece that we stamped on. It's had enough time to dry. I'm going to bring in our Lucky Limeade ink pad and a sponge dauber. Going to sponge it up in the Lucky Limeade. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start off the edge of the Whisper White piece. Going in circles, we're going to move on to the Whisper White cardstock. Getting close to our greeting, but not going over it. Okay, it's just going to give us a little bit of highlighting around that, and then we're just going to take and drag our sponge dauber along the edge to darken it up, just like that. I'm going to bring in our card base. Our card base is Elegant Eggplant, and it measures 3.5 by 5.5 inches. And what we're going to do is bring in our Bashful Blue piece that we stamped, attach snail to the back of that, we're going to center it between the top and the bottom of the card, but we're going to line it up flush to the right side, just like that. I'm going to bring in our Wisteria Wonder piece that has our flower on it, and it's going to line up on the top, which is the fold, coming in about an inch from the left side. So that way we have a little bit of this stamped piece showing on the other side. I'm going to attach snail to the back of our greeting, and it just slides right underneath the Wisteria Wonder piece, just like that. And there we go. On the inside I just have a simple piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 5 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this card, and in this tutorial. And that's all I have for you. Thanks.